Oh, shit. Okay, hang on. Damn it. Birds to film, birds to film, birds to film, birds to film. Welcome to the Birds to Film podcast show for YouTube and SoundCloud.
Is that the new theme song?
Yes.
It's a bit long.
What are the rules, Joshua?
30 minutes?
35 minutes.
35
We're
minutes.
instantly going wrong. That's great.
It was 30. Yeah, 35 minutes. Talking about a film. That's about it.
And one take,
no editing, and we've both never seen it before.
Not seen the film before. So this week, we have watched The Wicker Man. Not the classic, fantastic 1973 original The Wicker Man.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
The 2006 remake starring Nicolas Cage. Yeah. We watched it on the Netflix. So if you've got the Netflix, you can watch it too. If you don't have the Netflix, you can probably pick it up on the DVD or the Blu-ray for about £1. So
if it's worth £1.
Is it worth £1?
No. not even remotely.
How much is it worth?
I don't know if I feel like I would have to be paid to watch it, but I wasn't paid to watch it last night. So
no, you won't.
Hopefully you'll get some ad revenue from this, and you can pay me.
I'm not going to pay you anything.
Not. Oh, it's a bit unfair. Anyway, what did you think of it?
No, I want to hear what you thought first.
I thought it was crap. It wasn't even funny bad. It was just boring.
Really, you didn't?
There was 3 or 4 moments that were funny, but yeah, that's about it.
For example,
the rest of it was painfully boring.
I liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I actually did.
Why?
I actually did.
Why did you like it?
We'll come back to your moments in a bit, but I'm just going to give you. You've had your general thing. I'll say my general thing. I did like it. I mean, all right.
Was it a thing of everyone said it's so bad, so it wasn't quite as bad as you thought it was going to be?
Well, yeah, exactly. I really didn't think it was that bad. It was bad. Don't get me, but
I thought it was dull. Yeah. It was really dull.
Okay. I thought it was alright. I honestly enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't think it was great. Don't get me wrong. And obviously, the original The Wicker Man is way better and is an incredible film in my opinion. But separate to that, I would say I enjoyed this. I thought it was good. I really didn't think it was like dreadful. I think it's probably only people comparing it that make people. Anyway, so talk about your moments there.
Well, there's the bees bit, isn't there? But that's been kind of memed to death. Yeah. So I didn't even find that bit that funny
because you know it's coming.
I've seen it.
Not the bees.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't funny, was it? Because you knew
really.
It was funny when I saw the meme.
I mean, the bits were like they weren't really funny. They were just confusing. Yep. So it just made like the bit with the girl that gets hit by, or he hallucinates. I think he hallucinates the truck hitting the girl on the bus. On the boat.
Well, yeah, he definitely hallucinated.
Yeah, he hallucinated the truck. I thought he'd hallucinated the girl because she suddenly disappeared and then she reappeared.
Brilliant, wasn't it? It was so great. Yeah.
So what?
Didn't make any sense.
The hallucinations were just random and made no sense.
There's a bit where he is on the boat on the way to Summer Isle, and he looks out the window. And he sees the girl there, doesn't he? Or the back of the girl, and it's red.
It's like he's looking for a little blonde girl.
Yeah.
In a red jumper, and he sees a little blonde girl in a red jumper.
And then, on a boat, a truck runs through.
It might be important to mention that at the beginning of the film, he's dealing with a mum and a blonde girl, and they get hit by a truck.
Hopefully you've seen the film. That's ideal if you have.
Well, if they've seen
no worries if not.
There's no point in explaining any of it.
So.
But yeah, you think he's hallucinating the whole thing.
It's ridiculous because it's
girl and everything, and then suddenly the girl
actually there
and then reappears.
Yeah,
and a mum picks up.
And a mum turns up. Doesn't make any sense, does it? It's ridiculous. So from then on,
it's like the hallucinations are just like, well, did he see it or not? Like,
yeah.
I said to you halfway through, like, I've got a horrible feeling about where this might end up.
Yeah, what were you thinking then?
I was thinking, because it's an American film remake as well, that it would all end up being a hallucination.
Yeah, I thought that might happen.
And it was just like, it didn't, which was good. But
it was good that it didn't. It was good. It led you down that path.
It was, no, it wasn't.
That.
No.
And then actually...
If that was intentional, then fair enough, but I highly doubt it was, because I don't think
it was quite a clever film that it made me... Because I thought the same.
No. I don't... Because you can tell from how it was made, just no thought. Like, they wrote a script, they put the camera somewhere for each scene, didn't bother thinking about why they put it anywhere.
I disagree.
They just is the camera capturing everything we need to see? Yeah, that's fine.
I suppose I did think that opening when the policeman came into.
I know what you were saying. I know what you were saying about comparing it to the original, and I don't think remakes have to live up to the original. But I do think, like, if you're going to make one, you should aim to make something different or to say something different, or you should have an interesting take on that material.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So I actually thought
I think it tried, and it had a couple of things I thought were interesting, but it just went nowhere. Such as the fact that they made it an all-female island.
Yeah. Well, mostly.
That was mostly, and the men were all mute. But you couldn't help get away from the fact that it was kind of, they were all women in charge. Yeah, but they're murdering everyone, and all the men are kind of, when men aren't in charge, look what happens.
Oh yeah, see that's...
There's a man coming to sort out all the problems.
That's sexist.
So it could have been interesting, but they just did nothing.
Yeah, I read it like that though.
Did nothing with it at all.
Yeah.
Oh, my other major problem, what I was going to say is comparing it to the original. Sorry, the scene at the end, walking to the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
The scene in the original is amazingly well put together. It builds the tension. Yeah. It gets you in this weird frame of mind with how it's edited. That one, they just whacked the camera at the top of the hill to watch them all walk up the hill. And then they just have a couple of wide shots. Yeah, there's no tension in it.
It was rubbish.
It's just badly made.
Yeah.
They didn't pay any attention to the big finale of
I agree.
It
I
just
agree.
happened.
Yeah, I thought the ending was rubbish.
Yeah.
Because, I didn't actually think... I thought, having seen the meme, not the beat, I thought that's how... I thought there wasn't a...
you could not have
well, you could. I actually didn't think it was going to be... I don't know how, now I think about it, but I actually didn't think... I thought it was going to end with him dying from bees. I thought
when it
that would
happened,
be better. And when it happened, I was like, that's annoying. You can't top that original...
I did...
You just can't.
The Wicker, that... when the Wicker Man was running, it was the only good shot of the film where the head of the Wicker Man falls off and hits the camera, obscures the camera. But... yeah, just you can't help but compare it to the original, obviously, and just in terms of a good film versus a bad film, a lazily made film and written film, because they missed the character of Edward Wood.
No, Edward.
No, in the original.
In the original it's Edward Woodward. Which without any of these is ooh-wah woo-wah. Ewa woo-wah.
No,
yes, it is.
Cool,
his name's Edward Woodward in the original film.
Is it?
Yes.
Whatever.
Thank you.
I know it's Wood something. Probably is Wood.
Ewa woo-wah.
But yeah, his character, right? Let's compare him and Edward Mance or whatever he was called in the new one for no particular reason.
Or something American.
Right. He is angry, and he in the original barges in and tells them all what to do.
Yeah.
But because of his faith and because of his belief in the law and his uprightness.
Yeah.
So yes, he's a dick to them, but not necessarily. He's not saying I'm not saying he's right or he's wrong. In a way, you side with him because obviously they're child murdering.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that's annoying about the new one.
Yeah.
He has reason. He has character. In the newer one, Nicolas Cage is just a dick to people for no particular reason. What do you know about his character? He's dull. He is dull as dishwater. He is a boring man. He sits at home half watching a film.
Yeah, yeah.
The conversations he has with people he supposedly's worked with are just boring.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to think.
And then he's
the
just
only
a dick
reason,
to people for
really,
no reason.
the only thing you know about him is he's been out with what's-her-face, and
oh yeah,
and he doesn't even realise till halfway through the film that it's his kid. Like, why does he go out there? You know, it's not really enough of a reason. Maybe she's a bit hot, but that's not. You don't just go
plus,
to an
how
island.
old was she when they were gonna get engaged?
Yeah, that's mental, isn't it?
She's like, oh, I was younger then. What were you, 15
or
something?
Mental. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Because that kid is reasonably like 10 or something.
Yeah, that's also. No, I don't think she's 10.
Maybe 8 or 7 or 8.
7 or 8 or something like that.
But like, said, oh yeah, I was much younger. Nicolas Cage is, however old Nicolas Cage is, I can't remember, but what, mid-40s or something? Maybe 50s? I don't know.
Some sort of age. You can play any age, Nick Cage.
Yeah.
A little poem there.
But
any age, Nick Cage.
Younger, like, she's so much younger than him. She said, oh, that was ages ago. It's like, there is such a big age gap. It doesn't make any sense.
There's a lot of stuff that doesn't really make sense. My one big question is why? Like, why did... I mean, it is explained at the end, to be fair, but in the middle of the film, you're sort of like, well, okay, so she grew up there, and then she moved to America, to inland America, Northern America, whatever, and, you know, got with him, and then left, and then went back to the island, but why? Why did she leave him and go back to the island? And then, why did she leave him and go... Like, why did she leave him, for a start? But then why go back to the island if she didn't really like it? She was like, oh, I don't really... You know, if I was him, I'd be like, well, why? You're an idiot. I'm off. See you later. Yeah. You know, but then he's told, yeah, I guess that's a good thing to put in the middle that it's his daughter, but... Yes. Why? That's what I was thinking a lot.
Why any of it?
It's quite confusing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just didn't... There were scenes... You could just tell, like, they didn't bother with a second pass on the script. Like, the bit that we talked about, like, not talked about, but, like, mentioned and looked confused at each other. When the girl out the back, who worked in the bar, who wanted to go away with him.
Yeah, that was the best conversation ever.
It just didn't make any sense. You could see what they basically wanted from that scene was like, oh, they're trying to confuse him and throw him off. But they just wrote some lines that didn't make any sense, and then it confused him. And they're like, well, that's confusing. Yeah, but it's confusing because it doesn't make sense. Not because they're cleverly like putting him off the scent.
I liked the bit when, because it was like dun 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 in the school, when he went to the school and the teacher outside, and he said, she was like, oh, she's buried. And then he was like, what do you mean? And how did she die? And then she said,
she'll be burned by fire.
She will be burned.
No, essentially what she did is...
exactly what you heard.
Yeah, she'd
been burned.
This is how the scene played out. She goes, he was like, how did she die? She'll be burned by fire. And then Nicholas went, sorry, what? And she went, she was burnt by fire. That's what I said.
Yeah, she's clever, isn't she?
And no. She's like, what?
Yeah, because it was all part of the plan, you see.
Yeah, but you don't know that at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just think she's an idiot. So you just go, well, that was stupid.
Yeah.
You don't know that they're trying to lure him with this oh so sophisticated plan. Like, I hated that bit where they're like, oh, we've had this clever plan laid out for years about bringing you over.
Great plan. Not for years. I don't think they had it for years. Well, yeah. Probably 1 year.
No, because they sent her out, didn't they, to find him and choose him.
I was confused why the policeman had to be involved.
Yeah, she didn't really
What did she actually do?
Nothing.
Nothing. She actually did nothing. She didn't, did she? She was there at the beginning of the film.
And I guess they pretended to run over 2 people with a truck.
Yeah, they must have done that as well.
They wanted him to care about blonde young girls.
Mental. Doesn't make any sense.
It literally doesn't.
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Oh, clever plan, a cleverly laid plan.
How? Because they turn up at the end, don't they? You think maybe they'd sacrifice the little girl and the mother.
They're all being dicks to him when he turned up, and then they point out that he doesn't have jurisdiction there because he's a California cop and they're in Washington District. What if he'd turned around and gone, oh yeah, you're right, aren't you? I better just nip off. I'll see you then.
Yeah. Exactly. No, but he wasn't on jurisdiction, really. He was doing it just because he believed in law and all that.
It felt like he was doing it just because he wanted to be a dick to people. Because he literally was just a dick to them.
Yeah, but because he believes in law. He thought a child had been killed, or fair enough, I think.
But see, in the original, it feels like that. But in the new one, it just feels like he's just. Well, of course, these people don't want to help you. You're being an absolute dick to them. You know. He just.
Do you want to hear what I liked?
Yeah, go on.
I liked the women punching. So it sounds really bad, but I can explain why.
Why?
I thought it was top notch. I mean, for a start, the first scene when he punches, that was great. He comes down the stairs.
It's funny.
And he just he knocks her out. But
it is funny because you don't really. You just, what is he gonna do? And he just punches her.
Yeah. It's top notch.
Okay.
It's great. He just posh. But I really, really like about it, and it's again, it's from this like feminist women perspective thing. I think in a films like generally there is, or even like society in general, as men, we're told like not to punch women, right? Oh, can't hit a woman, can't do that. And I actually think that's kind of sexist to say, oh, I can't hit a woman. Like if you're gonna have a fight with someone, whether they're male or not, like why would you? I mean, punching is wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think don't fight people, don't punch people, whatever. But if you're gonna punch people that you're annoyed with, why go? Oh, well, you're a woman, so I should not punch you because you are weak. It's sexist. So what I liked about this,
but generally, like it is just a fact that generally women are not. Well, women aren't built like men.
Yeah. Okay.
You get smaller men and you get bigger women. That's true. But if you look on the whole, men tend to be bigger than women. Tend to be. Like.
Yeah.
And like you say, you shouldn't really hit anyone.
No.
Like.
But let me.
Admittedly, the first woman he punches is about his size, but
bigger actually.
Bigger. Oh.
She's bigger.
But she. Like you said, oh yeah, it's great. It's like if it was a proper fight, then yeah. But he literally just punches her out in one punch.
It's great.
But it's literally just like a man barges in, tells everyone what to do. Starts punching.
I'm just saying. I like how it played out in the film. I like how it was just nothing said. I don't know if it was intentional or not. I'm just saying, like usually the film makes a thing of it. So in Deadpool, there's a bit where he's fighting a lady, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know if this is sexist or not." Blah blah blah. And I think so. That's like commenting on it. And then another example would be, it's not hitting, but what is it?
Don't worry about
it. but it's annoying. I like how it was just not commented on. They were just punched, and that's fine.
I think it was ridiculous.
I liked it. I like the women punching.
It's stupid. Just because it's not feminist to just punch someone randomly.
I'm not saying
you're saying is equal. Yeah, I get what you're saying about people being equal rights and. Yeah, I get it, but
the other thing, it was Star Wars. That was the thing I've remembered now, Star Wars. So it's, there's a lot of references in Star Wars, like, it's not punching or fighting or whatever, but, Finn keeps grabbing Ren's hand and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not Ren, is it? Rey. Keeps grabbing Rey's hand. She's I don't need my... So, they're commenting on it within it, but why not just not comment on it and just have stuff that would happen? Like, I don't know, I feel like he would just knock out those women.
You wouldn't know.
Why?
Because of years of stereotyping and stuff. And if he's supposed to be a man of the law that you're meant to like respect, just going in there and punching some women.
I think it's great.
It's
so great.
It's not though. It's
what?
Stupid.
So if it was a man, would you still think it was stupid?
If it was done like that, yeah, because it was just stupid because he just knocked her out in one punch. He just came in and went, boop.
That's more realistic.
It was like a comedy.
More realistic.
It was like a bit in a comedy film.
You punch someone, that's what happens.
No.
It is. If you punch someone if you punch someone, it hurts, and that's that. You don't have a fight. Punching's really bad in real life.
Well, yeah, Ryd. no, because that would mean that every boxing match would be over on the first
But
punch.
they have like pads and they're trained and they've got boxing gloves.
Yeah,
it's
which means
very
they can
different,
hit
Josh.
harder, Ryd.
No.
It does. Ryd, boxing gloves mean you can hit harder than without fists.
Fine, but
or UFC.
It's not like
then.
being punched. If you are punched and you're not a boxer and
What
you
about
don't have
UFC
gloves
then?
on, it's not ideal, is it?
No,
These
gloves
are
don't
about trained
cushion it,
people.
Ryd. Gloves
About
don't
trained
cushion
people.
it.
I'm not saying I don't care. You get punched. In ordinary situation, Josh, you get punched. That hurts and that's horrible.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't just get knocked out.
Sometimes, of course, you can.
You can, but the way they did it, I think we're spending far too much time on this punch. It was badly done. It was stupid.
It was great.
Even if it was a
Best
man.
Best bit of the film.
Yeah, you enjoyed it because it was funny, but really you got to look at it as it wasn't meant to be funny. It was not meant to be funny. Like, all right, you enjoyed it because it was funny.
But
it's not a funny. It wasn't meant to be a comedy.
No, it wasn't just the fun. It was funny. Don't get me wrong, but it was also the fact that he just went ahead and did it, and I think that's great. And in other films, they would have to comment like, oh, I can't. They might say, oh, usually I wouldn't do this, but I don't know. There would usually, I think there would be something about that. It's not common to see women just beaten up in films and no comment on. Oh, she's feisty, isn't she?
But they don't fight. Like the point I'm trying to make with it is that it's fair enough. Like I get what you're saying. Like and Star Wars.
You don't think it was intentional for the filmmakers to do it?
No, like
you're right.
Star Wars. Like they comment on it because she's constantly being underestimated, and like she can hold her own.
Yeah.
But
why can't she just hold her own? You know what I mean?
Because she does a lot there, but
but why not?
The other thing is like you're looking at it and you're going, oh, it's great, but then like look at Rey, she does actually hold her own, whereas the women in this film don't. They just get they're reinforced.
They absolutely do. They win. They absolutely win.
Yes, when they've swapped the bullets out of his gun and there was about 20 men in that crowd. That actually, if you look at the ones holding him down, they're the men.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, that's a real shame, isn't it?
Because when he fights the women, the 2 or 3 women he fights in the film, he knocks one of them straight out. She didn't do very well, did she? And the next one later. Basically gets kicked against a wall.
Yes. Oh, she puts up a good fight, actually.
She doesn't do jack shit.
She looks like she's dead, but she comes back later as well.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's comical how bad they are at fighting him. That is not holding your own. That is not showing women. Like look at Rey and
I take your point.
Look at Rey and.
I don't think it's a strong feminist film.
And that was what I thought was interesting, that they made it like this female patriarchy on an island. That's not why is it patriarchy? Is that male or female?
I don't know, mate.
Female version of that. Anyway, and they had the female leader, but it's one of those things that like it bugs me in films where just because they've brought up an issue, it means they think, well, that's it then. I've brought this issue up. That's all I need to do. Yeah. So no, you need to either make an interesting point about it.
Yeah, it didn't really say anything.
Yeah, you just like. Ooh.
Was it trying to say that? Was it trying to flip it, as in our world's controlled by men, their little world is controlled by women. They've taken it to the extreme. The men don't talk. All they do is work all day. Blah blah blah. There's a bit where he says, "Oh, we're second-class citizens," which is like a classic thing that like feminists would say. Do you know what I mean? I think they were trying to do that. But yeah, I think you're right. It didn't
do anything with it. Just by bringing it up. And plus, like I said, you can't avoid the fact that it's a film where they murder people. They burn them.
Do they though?
Well, yeah, they burned him at the end of the film.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
They might murder children. They might not.
Did they? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Did they
didn't. I don't know. It was all a big ruse.
Pretty confusing, isn't it?
Stupid.
Yeah, I don't think they do that.
Because that's the point of the original one. Is like they are murdering children in the original one. This one, I don't think they are.
Yeah, potentially they're not.
But they are like some crazy cult who believe in like weird things and you do human sacrifice. So you can't escape the fact that the comment that they actually make about a female-led society is that it'd be much worse. We'd be murdering people. Like, if we let women rule, if we let women
they're making
have
that
their
comment.
it's inescapable. They might not have meant to, but it's inescapable.
It's an incredible comment, isn't it?
It's inescapable.
Yeah.
That, like, you've got a female-run society where they end up sacrificing, which is basically developed as regress to, like, you know, the pagan era where they used to, like, or the Mayans where they used to sacrifice people to gods. It's like, yeah, they do human sacrifice.
I would love to find out, because the director and the writer is the same person.
Writer.
And he co-wrote with someone else. But I'd love to find out if they're feminists or not. That'd be really interesting, wouldn't it?
I'm sure they believe that. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they thought they didn't think it through.
Yeah, don't know. I don't think they are.
And like, oh, we've got all these strong, powerful women who get punched out really easily, who murder people. They're the bad guys.
They do win. They do win.
Like I said, you can't. Like, yeah, they might have been trying to do something feminist, but you can't. Feminist. Yeah. But you can't get away from the fact that, yeah, they're murdering people. They're making, like, however, it's actually anti that. It's actually anti the fact that a female-run society would be a good thing.
Yeah, but I don't think feminists want a female-run society.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do. But that's what they're.
No, they don't.
This film is pretty much saying, look what would happen if the women run everything.
Yeah.
It'd be shit.
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting element. I actually quite liked that decision in the script to actually have that.
I thought it was interesting.
I also liked the bees. I thought that was a good addition. Your face. I thought it was good. My least favourite
cut
bit.
the bees from the film, and it wouldn't affect the plot or the story or anything apart from the fact that he doesn't get put a bee hood at the end. It wouldn't make any difference. Wouldn't make any difference to the film.
Bee hood was so. I want to say two things about the bees. The bee hood was so stupid because I thought that's how he was going to die, but they just put it on him, and it just like that's how they knocked him out. Was to put the bees on him. Could have done that a different way, couldn't they?
Well, they'd already broken his legs, so I doubt he was.
Oh, that was great! I was top notch when they broke the legs.
That was pretty gruesome. They could have left it there. But
Very
I
good.
just think the bees are just like, well, just.
And it was a man that did that, wasn't it? That broke the legs.
Pointless.
So that. But no, the bee scene that really annoyed me, was where, you know, he was running and he was chasing stuff, and then he ran into where all the hives were, and he was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get stung, and he did get stung, and then they saved him, blah blah blah. Like the very next scene after he's recovered, he's walking through that location where there were bees everywhere. It's like, well, how are you not freaking out now? Earlier you were totally freaking out. Now you're just doing a bit of.
That's the thing. Like, that makes me also think like just no one did a second pass on the scripts. It's kind of like, well, what information do you get from that? You get from that scene that he's allergic from bees, and he has like an EpiPen thing, which you've been told 3 or 4 times up to this point. It's like at that point, it's kind of almost going, oh, by the way, bees. I don't like bees. Did I mention? I don't like bees.
It's a good character flaw.
Is it?
See, he is a well-rounded character.
No, he's not. Being allergic to bees is not a characteristic.
Yes, it is.
Tell me, just do the classic test they do in that Red Letter Media Star Wars review, right?
Yeah.
How long have we got?
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Tell me one thing about Nicolas Cage's character that doesn't include something he does, or something he's wearing, or something he says. A character trait. Tell me something about him.
He's a cop.
That's his job. That's something he does.
He is sexy.
Really, like you can't do it. He doesn't have a character. He doesn't have a character beyond
sexy.
What he does. No, it's only stupid.
Okay, it's Bros Talk Film competition time! It's time for a competition. If you can guess, I'm wearing a hat. If you can comment below this video and tell us what the cap is. It's from one of my films. If you could tell me what character wears it.
Is it this like cross promotional?